Here's how to get started with the Code Challenges platform or system, whatever you want to call it. Firstly, you're going to want to search this, open up your browser and search for GKSS UNISA Code Challenges. That should work either way. Right. The first link that appears should be it. Not sure if this is what you see on your end, but this is the link we would like to click. So you click that and it sends you to the repository. In the repository, what you're going to want to do is that you're going to want to create a fork of this repository. Take note, right now we are under the GKSS UNISA namespace, and we don't want to clone from here because when you push your solutions, they'll be pushed into the main repository, which is what we don't want. So you click on fork, and then you create a new fork. Feel free to change whatever values according to what you would like, or just to make things better for you. Another thing, just make sure that this is checked. This checkbox here, make sure it's checked. This is so that it copies only the main branch and not any external branches that you might find, other developers are trying to contribute new questions and so on and so forth. There we go. Now we're ready to create our fork. And lovely. If you look in the top left corner, we are under my personal namespace now. It's the same repository, only under my personal namespace. The next thing you're going to want to do is that you're going to want to create a user account on our web app. So this is the leaderboard. You're going to be able to view your score, compare it with others, see what others are doing, and so on. All right. So you click on this link right here. It'll open up the web app and you're going to be on the landing page. You head over to get started and you create your account. We'll just create a new account right now. And okay. Now, the email. It doesn't have to be a valid email address, just as long as it has the format of a valid email address, then everything will be fine. Just make sure you remember the email you choose to use so you can log in future. After that, you can now sign up. Now, after a successful sign up, you're going to be logged in by default. But you won't be able to click on this dashboard button here. So just right after logging in, before you do anything, just reload the page and then you can head over to your dashboard where you can join the rest of the participants. Right now, I'm the only participant in the system, and that's why I am in first place with only 0 points. The next thing you're going to want to do is generate an API key so that your GitHub can communicate with the leaderboard to increment your points when you get certain tests right and you do the right thing with your solutions. So to do that, you're going to head over to the profile page. You click that. And on the profile page, you head over to the API key management section. And here you click on the generate key button and a new API key will be generated. Now take note, right after you click on that button and create a new key, you will only be able to view this key in this session. If you reload you will not be able to see this again. If you move and leave or quit your browser, you will not be able to see this again. So right after you generate it, copy this key and get ready to share it with your GitHub. Don't give this to anyone else, and just make sure this is secret, because if you, well, share this, then people will be able to mess around with your points on the system. So once you've copied this value, you can head back to GitHub. And in GitHub, remember, make sure you are in your personal namespace. Head over to the Actions tab over here. In the Actions tab, you're going to want to enable the workflows so you can actually run them under your personal repository or copy of the actual code base. So you're going to head over and click on I understand my workflows. Go ahead and enable them. Now you head over to Settings in the Settings tab. Click on that. And in the sidebar on the left, scroll down until you see Secrets and Variables. Click on that and go to the Actions tab. In the Actions tab, you're going to want to create a new repository secret. So you click on that. And under the secret field, you paste in your secret. This is the secret that you got from the leaderboard after generating. So you paste that over there. Next, you give your secret a name. Now, with the name, it has to be exactly as I name it here. Everyone's secret name needs to be named like this. This is so that the system can identify this value and use it accordingly. So for the API key, we use GKSS leaderboard API key. Add secret. And next, you're going to want to create a new repository secret again. And this time, we're going to have the API URL. So let's name it first. Now, this secret is going to be called GKSS leaderboard API URL. Now, the value, which is the secret, is going to be a link to the API endpoint that's going to increment your points whenever you do the right thing on GitHub. So there will be a place where you can copy this value, but let me just enter it right now. GKSS leaderboard.vercel.app API post points test case increment. Next, you add secret. And now you are ready to clone. So you head back to the code tab, like so. And you come to the big code button, click on that. And now you copy the link to your repository. You are welcome to use either HTTPS or SSH, whichever you're comfortable with. I'm going to go with the SSH key. Well, SSH URL. And now you open your code editor or IDE or whatever you use to write code. It doesn't have to be VS Code, but I'm using VS Code. and we're going to want to clone that repository. So in VS Code, I just make things clearer. You click on that folder icon, you click on clone the repository, you paste that link that we copied from GitHub, and you click on clone from URL. Choose a location for it, and it'll clone. Once it's cloned, you're going to open it, and there we go. Now, the first thing you should note is that on your side, this is probably going to be on the right. So let me just move it on the left. Let me just move this there. Cool. Now, there will be a pop-up here on your side that prompts you to install recommended extensions. Click on install, because those extensions are going to help us make things easier in this in managing this repository. Next, you're going to want to head over to whichever challenge you would like to do. Right now, let's say, for instance, I would like to work on a C++ challenge. So I go to the C++ folder, and I would like to work on the test challenge under the in C++. So I open that folder and then read the README. This will tell you of what is required of you, all the requirements for you to be able to pass this this challenge, and so on and so forth. There'll be everything you need will be in this README. The next thing you do is that once you've read this, you head over and you start implementing your solution. This can also be done in Python and whatever other languages that contributors bring to this repository. So I'm going to head over to the solution for the C++. And the first thing you should see is that there shouldn't be anything in this file. This is just for testing purposes. We have this file, right? So let's say, for instance, there is nothing. And now I just wrote my code and I'm confident with everything. I'm confident that it'll work. It'll pass all the tests. Now I'm ready to go. The next thing you do is that you now commit your changes. So just to mess with the history, let me just say solution, just so that it marks it as a new file and not, well, it shows that I've changed something. The next thing, you commit your changes and push them up to GitHub. I'm going to use the version control, source control tab in VS Code here. So I'm going to add my changes, a nice commit message. There we go. And I'll commit my changes. After committing, I will push them up to GitHub. Now my changes will be pushed. Yes. Now, once your changes have been pushed, you can come back to GitHub, head over to the Actions tab, and you will see a new workflow would have started. Click on it and view. This is if you want, by the way. And it'll be build the solution, and it'll run the tests to make sure that your solution works as it should. And it's still building on my end. It's running the tests. Looks like all my tests have passed. And now it'll start giving you the points as it should. It's done setting up my points. Now, if you head over to your GKSS dashboard, now we're back on the GKSS leadership dashboard. Just to demonstrate that this can only be viewed once in that single session, I'm going to reload the page, and you will see I won't be able to view it ever again. All right. Now let's head over to the dashboard so I can view my new points or the points I've just gained. You can click on the Code Challenges text here. You should add like a dashboard page there. And if you look at my points, initially I had 0, and now I have 5 points for getting that test correct or that challenge correct. And that's essentially how the whole platform is going to operate. Everyone who creates an account here and does everything I've just demonstrated will be listed here with your name and the points you have. You will be ranked in this block here. And in here, you will have a nice little block that just greets you and shows you your email address there. Just maybe in case you forget it or whatever. But yes, that is the gist of the platform. And that's how you operate it.